Hi guys, it's another week and we have returned with your favorite show, What If, Episode 3, presented to you by Nerds and Jock, Careful Critics. So, this episode is a very unique episode as it is mostly not connected to any of the movies, or not connected, but it has very few scenes from each and every Marvel movies. So, and here the focus is it makes a villain out of a superhero. So it's a very different story. So the episode starts with where Tony Stark is eating a donut on top of Randy's donut, the big donut that is supposed to be the heading, that is supposed to be the store's name, and Nick Fury has come to make him join the Avengers team which he is supposed to create. He says that he will meet him inside the cafe. And as Tony meets him inside the cafe, the famous dialogue, "I'm not going to join your secret boyland." So now what happens? Tony was suffering from an infection that Nick Fury could see. And in the movie, Natasha Romanoff gives him a serum which heals him. But here, instead of healing him, it directly kills him, and all the blame goes over to that of the Natasha Romanoff. It kills Tony Stark right then and there. So while Natasha Romanoff was being taken to prison, the other agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. informs Nick Fury that Thor's hammer is there and it is causing a lot of radiation and it's causing a lot of problems and drawing attention. So Nick Fury suggests the people to secure the perimeter while helping Natasha Romanoff by giving him a lockpick of some kind in order so that she can handle her inside the bus group of soldiers or the van group of soldiers where she is supposed to run away from. Now, while securing the perimeter and all, Thor comes there and he is about to retrieve his hammer as shown in Thor 1. But our the archer guy from the Avengers movie, his name is Hawkeye, was supposed to watch over the incident. If any problem happened, he was supposed to neutralize the target. But instead of neutralizing the target while holding the arrow and seeing what Thor is about to do, lightning strikes and he releases the arrow and Thor dies right then and there. Thor dies. Thor Odin's son. Okay. He dies because he had become mortal at that time. Now what happens? Our Hawkeye is taken to the prison and is sealed. While Hawkeye is sitting there and is not talking to anyone because he is perfect and he never misses. So when Nick Fury says that although he's not talking to anyone, he will talk to me. When he goes inside that of the prison, Hawkeye dies. So now Nick Fury understands something that kuch to gadbad hai. There is some fishy here. Something is very fishy because there is someone who is killing off all the people who he had targeted so that he would put in the Avengers team. So he sends Natasha Romanoff to the colleague of Bruce Banner, who was working in the institute, or the love affair. Remember the guy, the girl who used to love Bruce Banner, who was the daughter of the army general, that girl. So while she goes there, Natasha Romanoff or Black Widow tells the girl to check the serum bottle or what was inside the serum. But while discovering, they discovered that there was nothing inside the serum, but there was some kind of a small thing that was inside there, inside the serum that was injected in the body, which destroyed the body from inside. Now what happens? While finding this, our Black Widow was supposed to find Hulk, and Hulk was inside a cabinet. And now, while finding Natasha Romanoff, the whole army attacks of the institute, and starts shooting at Black Widow and Hulk. When Hulk got shot, he got angry and he became the Hulk and started fighting everybody. But suddenly, as Hulk is immortal or he grows old very slowly, suddenly what happens? Hulk's body starts increasing. His body starts increasing and he bulges up like a balloon and bursts. So on the other hand, the girl, she starts crying because Bruce Banner or the Hulk was supposed to be unkillable. Now, while linking all the stories together, something has to be discovered. So Natasha Romanoff asks one of the agent Shields to give him his ID of the Shield search engine, you can call that, where every information about the Shield and all Avengers are kept there. She, while finding something, she senses that somebody is there with her who is watching over her. So she finds something and she starts fighting an invisible force, almost invisible force, because she cannot see who she is fighting, or we cannot see who she is fighting with. So while being dragged away by the unknown person or the monster, whoever it is, she says, hope. Hope is the key. And she is dead. She is killed by the person. Now, while Nick Fury gets this message, he tries to decode, because most of the Shield agents are supposed to talk in code languages. So, hope is the key. He starts finding what hope is she really meaning. So now she finds out that she was talking about Hope Van Dyne. Who is Hope Van Dyne? Hope Van Dyne is the daughter of Hank Pym. Hope Van Dyne is the daughter of Hank Pym, who also joined the Shield, but she was killed in the process, or she died while doing a mission. Now what happens? In this middle, even the Asgardians, Loki becoming the Crown Prince, attacks Earth, saying that they have declared war against the Asgardians by killing off the Crown Prince, Thor, Odin's son, and they start attacking with the ice stone, not the box that was there, which was used by the frost giants to freeze all the enemies. That box, that stone. So now Nick Fury says to stop, and giving him half a day time, Nick Fury tells that I will find this murderer and will hand it over to you. So Loki agrees with that, and while going to find who is she really, who the person or who something related to that, our Nick Fury visits the grave of Hope Van Dyne. When he visits the grave of Hope Van Dyne, he meets with the person, the killer who is killing all the persons, Avengers and the superheroes. It's Hank Pym himself. The superhero Ant-Man, it was he himself, in a different suit of that of the, like we had seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, there was a suit which was used by the Yellow Jacket, which had arms from the back. It was similar to that, but in a different color form. So while fighting now, he has come here to kill Nick Fury, who is the head of Shield. Now while fighting Nick Fury sees him very well and dodges and punches him quite well, and he cannot understand quite surely that what really is happening. Nick Fury doesn't even have powers and he's just a normal human. How can't he defeat him? So he even describes the fact how he killed each and every of the Avengers by going inside Tony Stark's bloodstream, by expanding by expanding his heart, Hulk's heart, by infusing, by going inside Thor and Black Widow and killing them, and also the archer guy who was supposed, he moved his hand so that the arrow is released, and then he kills him from inside. So now our main guy, Hank Pym, is doing all sorts of attack on Nick Fury, but is not being able to take him down. Suddenly Nick Fury becomes a lot of Nick Furies, and there are many Nick Furies, and he gets confused. He gets punched and kicked as well. Okay, now he understands that there is something wrong. So directly beside Nick Fury, we see Loki standing, because that is the power of projection, is the power of Loki. And with that, Loki captures Hank Pym and is being taken away, while the whole episode ends there. We also feel sad because most of our loved heroes have died right then and there. So and making a superhero a villain is also a good thing. It's a very different and a unique thing, to be honest. So How did you like? I really kept all the spoilers very little less, so that you guys can enjoy the episode. And I hope you guys like the video, and if you like the videos, please give us a like, share and subscribe. And if you want to watch our previous videos, it is there in our channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.